long ago, in the great village of Iretu, there lived a mighty and wealthy king named King Aderoju. No one in the land was richer, no one was wiser. The villagers loved him. They called him the Lion of Iretu. But the king's heart was heavy. Though he had a beautiful and a kind wife, Queen Morenike, she had no child. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, but for good 5 years. People begin to whisper. People begin to mock her. People begin to call her a weird name. People begin to call her Barrack Queen. The once joyful queen begin to cry in silence every night and begin to pray to her maker. The palace chief gathered before the king. The oldest among them, Chief Balogun, stepped forward and said, "Your Majesty, it is not good for a king to remain without a child. You must take another wife for the sake of the truth, since Queen Morenike did not give birth to any child." At first, King Aderoju denied, and he did not agree with them. "I gave my word to Queen Morenike," he said. But as moon passed and the people gossip grew louder, King Aderoju think about it, and he finally agreed to marry another wife. News spread like fire through Iretu. The king is searching for a new wife. Every unmarried woman, even some married one, dressed in finest attire, they dance in the village square, hoping to be chosen by the rich and wise king. As the sun sank low, the dancers filled the square with color and laughter. The king's eyes fell upon him, laid the name Adesewa. She was grateful. Her smile could melt the heads of stone. That day, the king chose her as his new wife. Months later, the palace echoed with joy. Adesewa, the new wife, is pregnant. But instead of happiness, it brought more pain to Queen Morenike, the first wife. The first wife is barren. The villager mocked Queen Morenike every day. Though the king cared for her, his heart began to drive toward the new wife, Queen Adesewa. When Adesewa gave birth, it was a baby girl named Omotayo. The village celebrated, but soon the village whisper returned. Still no male child for the throne. They mocked both Queen Adesewa and Queen Morenike for not giving birth to a male child. The chief came again to the king. "Your Majesty, a son is needed to keep your name alive." Later in the day, King Aderoju sat down and think thoroughly. And so the king married again and again. The third wife, Princess Ifeoma, one of the chief daughter. The fourth wife, Queen Abeni. The fifth wife, Tolani. Each of them gave birth to a female children. The palace was filled with laughter and noise, yet the king's heart was empty for not giving birth to a male child. The wives mocked Queen Morenike, the first wife, every day. They laughed behind her back and called her names and treated her like a servant because she could not give birth to any child. Even when she cried to the king, he turned away, blind to her pain. But one day, something strange happened. Queen Morenike, the first wife, felt life moving within her belly. She tried to tell the king, but he did not listen. Months passed, until one bright morning, a loud cry filled the palace. 4 baby boys was born. The drums of Iretu returned with joy. Kabiesio, the queen has given birth to a 4th son. But soon, another truth came to light. It was discovered that none of other wife's children belonged to the king. Even the chief daughter, Princess Ifeoma, had lied to the king. The news spread. Everyone in the village heard about the news. He called a great meeting in the palace courtyard and said, "From today, let every deceived heart leave my palace. Only truth shall live under my rule." King's lying wife and children were sent away. Even Chief Balogun lost his title. Anger filled the king's heart. Immediately he heard about the truth, and he regretted every action he had made. Then before people, the king went to Queen Morenike. He kneeled down and said, "My queen, forgive me. You were faithful from the beginning." Tears rolled down Morenike's face as she began to cry and think about what she has been through, the suffering she has gone through, the pain she has passed through. She forgave him, and together they raised their 4 sons in peace. And that's the end of the story. Remember, patience, endurance. Learn how to be patient. Learn how to endure even in hard time. Always remember, at the end of everything, you will rejoice. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.